Hi ladies, this is trying to conceive after a loss. I know it's been a long time since my last update. I know it was about maybe a week or so ago from my live OPK and my live pregnancy test video. Okay, let's get down to the TTC business. I am officially 90 PO. I originally thought I had ovulated on Saturday 20, and I was confused about why I was still receiving positive OPKs, which is why I took the pregnancy test to find out what's going on in case I did ovulate early. So as turn of events, like everybody was saying, that the one that with the blue handle OPK was negative, and my point being was that I knew it was negative, but the fact is, even with a positive different brand OPK, that blue handle would still show a faint line, and for that blue handle one to be as bright as it was, I knew that my LH had been very high. When I took an OPK on Tuesday, the OPK was positive within a minute, or not even a minute, it was positive. So I was like, well, since I'm still getting positive OPK, I was doing my temperature, and my temperature had dropped to 97.1. Now, 97.1 is not really my pre-O or my ovulation dip. I'm usually a little bit lower, like 96.9 or 96.8, somewhere in there. So I took an ring with it, excuse me, and I, baby dance. So, I took another OPK on Wednesday, of the same week, and it was still positive. And then I took one on Thursday. Thursday may have been the first negative that I received, and it's been negative ever since. So I'm gonna show you ladies. Oh, in response to that video, for all the comments about the OPKs negative, I know those were, but I did get a positive on them. Eventually, I got a positive. I think it was that day, and I was still testing out my surge. And there was another comment from somebody that said that it was just a tip that losing weight helps with PCOS. I know, which is why I joined the gym, and I have currently kept the weight off that I have lost since I started doing metformin, which was in May. In May and June, July, August, September. So I've been on metformin for about 5 months now, almost 6 months. So, all the comments, I appreciate it. I knew the tests were negative. I was just so surprised at how dark they were when I never got a line on them. And there was a video that I did before where I did a comparison of the two OPKs, and it was not a hint of a line when the other test clearly had a line. So now I've been doing my OPKs to see how they're fluctuating. Now before I was getting next to no line. Now I'm getting close to positive lines again. So, of course I'm going to think, well, maybe it's picking up the HCG, or maybe I'm pregnant. I don't know. And then, like someone said before, that your LH does fluctuate in your cycle. So, who knows? Here's my chart. This is a quick update, but I will show you my chart. Let's just, so you can see how things are pretty much going as of right now. And I'm actually glad to say that my chart looks pretty doggone good. Okay, let me back up some. This is my chart. There you go. And I'm going to go up, and you can see clearly all those positive OPKs. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 positive OPKs, and my medication is kind of missing because I got tired of putting in my metformin every time I went in to do my temp. And I started progesterone on 7 DPO, but I took it one time and that was it. Mainly because I keep forgetting it because it's an oil and not a pill. And there's my temperature. As you can see, my pre-ovulation is 97.1, and as you can see where I'm actually going it's like I'm becoming, my chart is triphasic or whatever, because my second temperature shift is right there. Where am I at? Right there, and it's only going up. So I don't know. First time I had a chart that looked like that and actually staying like that as far as triphasic, however you say it, is considered. So this is a very quick update. Now, the only thing with the fact that I ovulated on Saturday 24, which was a cool 4 days later. Like I said, you see my I did BD all the way. My BD I think is pretty good for the fact, like it's pretty good for when I ovulated. Ugh, I hate this thing. Yeah, there you go. As you can see, my BD is pretty good from, my ovulation. Every 2 days, and then then went to every other day, and then I, stopped. I was still using pre-seed what I had left of it. Now, another thing is, because of the fact that I did ovulate 4 days later than normal, that I had, it seemed as though I may have a 38-day cycle. Because when you ovulate later, your period will come later, which is out the ordinary for me because I'm usually 35 days. The least out I am in my cycle is 33, which I'm 33 days in my cycle today. So I would technically start my period tomorrow, but not for temperature of 98.2. So it says I should start on the 17th, and I should have a 38-day cycle. So we'll see. Hopefully I won't start, and I'll get my BFP by next week. Or if not, and I do start, it will be actually a little bit better because I do have the chlamyd here, and I am going to do the chlamyd next cycle. I've decided to start off with, they say you should start with the lowest dose, which is 50, but I may start with 100 milligrams. I'm not for sure still on how I want to start the chlamyd. It just depends on how it goes this cycle. So I'm praying for a BFP, but I'm not really sure what's going on or what's even going to happen. So ladies, this was a quick update about my cycle, my confusion. It just turns out that I ovulated 3 to 4 days later than normal, because with my positive digital ovulation test of the regular circle advanced circle or smiley face, I got that on Saturday 19. So I thought I was definitely going to ovulate on Saturday 20, but it turns out those continuous positives was that I was ovulating on Saturday 24. Maybe for some reason, probably because I was sick. I was having a lot of sinuses issues, and I wasn't really feeling too good. Maybe a delayed ovulation, and I do know if your body delays an ovulation, it will still constantly try to, kick out your egg. And maybe that's why I had a super high LH surge towards, Tuesday and Wednesday. Because, like I said, those tests shows no lines, and for it to show a line like that and then actually receive an official positive, I was really shocked, and I knew my LH had to been very high at that point. I didn't have no baby OPKs. All I had was those, and I'm so glad that I still had those to test out my surgery, because I would not have known. And I didn't have no Dollar Tree tests. I was like, well, what's the use if I'm actually getting lines on these to find out what's going on? But I do know now with the baby OPKs, my LH is back down to normal, and I actually did ovulate on Wednesday. My temperature has been that high since the day after ovulation. It shot up to 97.1. It went from 97.1 and shot up to 97.5. And I was at 97.5 for 2 days, and it went to 97.6. Then it went 97.8 for 4 days, and I was at 98.0, and today was 98.2. So I'm hoping that the incline, the way it's going in the triphasic chart that it looks like I'm getting, means a good sign. Only thing that I feel different, to be honest with you, about is that I sleep a lot. I can't go to sleep at night. I'm up at night, but I sleep a lot during the day. And I'll be very tired. It doesn't matter if I have company here or not. I cannot grab the bed. So hopefully it's a good sign because I'm not sick. Obviously, I'm not sick. Sorry about my appearance. I got my hair done for when I started work, and I keep it wrapped up so that when they finally call me for orientation, I would have my hair done and be ready for work. Now, speaking of Walmart, this is totally off the TTC subject. I called Walmart today to find out what's the reason why I haven't got called for my orientation yet. And the lady at Walmart told me my drug test had came back positive. And I was like, positive? I said, for what? And she said, well, we don't know. You have to call the lab. So I went through a whole bunch of bull crap, and I finally got to the lab. Because the place that collected the urine didn't know the number to the lab, which is kind of weird, but okay. So I Googled it, found the number, called the lab. Okay, I called the lab and I talked to the nurse. They said my results was positive. The nurse called me. She said my results came back positive for morphine. And I said, how could that be? I don't take morphine. So long story short, we went through my list of medications of what I'm on, what I have possibly been prescribed before and could have took if I was in pain and not feeling good. And then it turns out this was it. My Alka-Seltzer severe allergy sinus medicine showed up positive for morphine in the drug test. And I was like, wow. Because I was really sick. That day I had took, I couldn't keep nothing down. I had ended up taking 2 Zofrans to try to keep my stomach okay during the ride because my motion sickness, I guess that day, I don't know what was wrong. I just was throwing up and couldn't keep nothing down, and I knew I had to go get my drug test done. So she said promethazine, but that could have showed up as morphine, but that's a nausea medicine. And I'm like, well, I take both. I have both prescriptions here if need to be proven. So she chalked it up as a medication error, and she overturned my positive result to a negative. And I called Walmart back and let them know, because people probably called and were like, oh yeah, it was fake, the results were overturned, hire me. But she said, she was pretty nice, and she said as soon as the results is overturned in the system, they'll call me in for orientation, because apparently I passed my background check. So when I called her, it was like 3:55, and I know personnel leaves at 4, so she probably didn't feel like going into the system checking it. But when I called the lab back, the man said it is in the system as a negative test because it was a medication error. And so I was going to call Walmart on Monday, let them know that the results is already in the system as overturned from Friday, and to see if they'll let me still work for them. Apparently, the lady from personnel said they would, so all I can do now is pray, because I was really looking forward to that job. Even though I got more job offers and you shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket, I was really hoping to, start work, or been starting work, well, now that I do know. And then I was thinking about it, maybe that 1-800 number that kept calling me back to back, and I never answered, but they never left the message, was the lab calling me trying to find out if, what medications I could have been on. Because like I told the lady, she asked me, was I on heroin? I said, ma'am, I have no drugs. I said, you could tell there was no drugs in my system as far as marijuana, cocaine, crack, any of that. And I said, I'm on prescription medications. So, she was nice enough, and she said the level was low enough to believe me, the fact that it was nothing that I'm currently on, or on heroin, or take as recreational taking it. She said, I'll overturn the result for you. So since it has been proven to them, the nurse overturned the results. And I even told her, I said, I want to go take another one, but she said, well, I'm going to have to be the one to send me out for that. But I called him back, and the man told me that my results are negative and that they sent it to Walmart. He said about 1 something, but when I called, maybe because the time zones is different, they probably won't get it till later on. So when I call back on Monday to speak to Miss Tammy, I will let her know that they said the results was overturned, and I'm just calling to see if you could check your system to make sure it's overturned, and when can I come in for orientation. So that's a good thing that happened today, because it really made me down and sad to know that I don't do anything. I don't do no drugs, no nothing. And to find out I came up positive for something, I was really aggravated. I was ready to cry. I felt like a failure. But I feel a lot better now. So hopefully I'll have orientation date next week. So ladies, this is already a 14-minute video. I really appreciate you listening. I'm sorry it took so long for an update. I've just been super busy trying to get things together. I've recently been going back to the gym. But as you know, on this side of Delaware, we've been getting rain, rain, rain. It's been raining since Sunday or Monday, and the rain has not stopped. Non-stop rain. The rain is not supposed to stop till Sunday, so it's been flooding, road closings. So other than everybody being stuck in the house with me, which I don't do videos with everybody in the house, it's just been a hectic mess. So I appreciate everybody that's commenting. I thank you for the new subscribers. Thank you for listening to my videos. And again, I'm sorry it took so long for my update. I will try to do a live pregnancy test next week. I'm gonna probably try to do a day before my period, which is supposed to be the 17th. So I'm gonna try a day before my menstrual cycle that's supposed to start to do a pregnancy test live. But again, I thank you for everybody for your help, your comments, your opinions, the new subscribers, and everybody that's TTC. Baby deaths, our BFPs will come soon. To those that are pregnant, congratulations. Happy and healthy 9 months. And to everybody, just don't give up. Stay encouraged. Everything happens for a reason, even though sometimes that reason we may not understand or like. It's a journey that we have to cross, by ourselves. Because everybody's struggle is different, but our objective is all the same, to bring home a baby. Alright, ladies, I will talk to you later. Bye.